Assalamualaikum. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you? Smoking? All right. So today we're going to continue with the matrices. Wait, I share screen. Video. All right. Now, last class we stopped here. We already looked at the transpose of a matrix. Apa yang kita dah tengok transpose of a matrix. I think I already defined the size of a matrix. Okay. So let's continue from there. Today we are going to look at a few more basics of matrices. Okay. So kita dah belajar tu the order of a matrix is the size of the matrix lah. So you have, for example, the general form of a matrix. You have m row, okay, and then you have n columns. So we call that matrix the size m by n, or dimension. So size or dimension. So m by n. It's not n multiplied with n, you know. It's just m by n. That would be the size of the matrix or dimension. Example here, I have what? C is 2 by 3. 2 columns, no, 2 rows, 3 columns. And here we have a 3 by 2. 3 rows, 2 columns. Okay. And the elements of a matrix is what you call elements or entries. So that will be normally numbers. Okay, there will be numbers. And we refer that by the position or by the location of the element in terms of what? In terms of the number of the row and the number of the column. So for example, here A23, what does it mean? It means the element in row number 2, column number 3. All right. So here I got a column, and then by 3 row column. Okay, I already described that thing. So we already discussed that. Okay, good. So that is the location or how you refer to an element of matrix. Now, if you have a matrix, you have a matrix, same number of rows with the number of columns. We call it a square matrix. Okay, so number of the rows equal number of the columns. We call it square matrix. So example, in general form, would be what? It would be A n by n. So square matrix. So the number of the rows equal the number of the columns. Example is 2 by 2 or 3 by 3. So these are square matrix. Example, say A equal to 1, 2, 4, 0. So that is a square matrix. All right. Okay, next. We have what we call row matrix. The row matrix, only one row. We don't care how many row columns are there. All right, just one row, you call it row matrix. Example here, 95. And the other one is 3216. So you have only one row. You don't worry about the number of the columns. And if there is one column, we call it column matrix, regardless of the number of rows. Okay, so here you got what? You got 3 by 1. 3 rows, 1 column. So that is a column matrix. Okay, all right. Next is zero matrix. Zero matrix, you have what? I have all the elements are 0, just like a number 0. So example, few example here. Now for zero matrix, you don't have to be a square matrix. It can be just rectangular matrix. So you have, for example, like this. All elements are 0. That is a zero matrix. It's equivalent to number 1 and number 0. Okay, it's equivalent to number 0 in the number system. Okay, next. Transpose. Transpose kita buat. Yeah, I think we already learned about transpose. So transpose of a matrix. So transpose kita dah siap. Nilai itu we retract that. So you have square transpose. Then square again. All right. Another type of matrix is what we call identity matrix. So identity matrix, we denote that by I. So this is just like number 1. Okay, just like number 1. I is a square matrix n by n. You cannot have I n by n. Must be square. Now, what is I? I is the following. I'll give you examples. 1, 0, 0, 1. So that is a 2 by 2. Okay, and then another I is equal to 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So that's a 3 by 3. Now, identity matrix, or I, you see here a special character in terms of the elements. The elements in the diagonal, we call it principal diagonal 1. So elements in the principal diagonal all consist of what? 1s. Others all 0s. Okay, so all the elements principal diagonal. Principal diagonal is the diagonal that goes from left to right. So that is principal diagonal. Okay, go down from left to right. All the elements are 1, the others are all 0. So that is identity matrix. It's a square matrix. So it can be 4 by 4 or n by n. So if n by n, then you write down the matrix, okay, n by n, such that the elements in the principal diagonal are all equal to 1. The others are all 0. So that is what we call identity matrix. Oh, 3.1. What else do you have here? 3.1. Okay, 3.1. You have matrices, and this consists of numbers. So if there are numbers, since there are numbers, then we can do some operation with the matrices. Example, we start with addition and subtraction. So first operation, we add 2 or more matrices. So we just consider 2 matrices. We can add, all right? We can add them. Now, how do you add the matrices? Okay, first criteria, first rule. The 2 matrices must have the same size, same number of rows, same number of columns. And then how do you add? We add corresponding elements. You add corresponding elements. All right. So what do we mean by corresponding element? Okay, what we mean by corresponding element is this. You add first. Okay, first, number one, you have m by n. We can add to dm by n. Then the sum will be equal to the same size. So you have to have the same size. If you see different size, then you cannot add. So that is our first criteria. Okay, for addition, first thing that you look at, size. They must be same in terms of the number of rows, in terms of the number of columns. Okay, now if that is okay, then you can add. Now, how do you add? We add corresponding elements. So let's consider an example. Suppose I have A equal to 104, 2, 1, -6. Okay, that is A. This is a what? This is a 2 by 3. So you can add to a matrix B that would be also 2 by 3 matrix. So let's say here 0, -2, 1, 3, 5, 4. So here you have a 2 by 3. Boleh add. Okay. So you can add. Now, how do you add? That will be equal to the same size. Okay. The matrix will be same size, 2 by 3. Now, how do you add corresponding elements? What do we mean by that? Corresponding elements mean first row, first column. You add to what? First row, first column of the second matrix. First row, second column, you add to the first row, second column. First row, third column, you add to first row, third column, and so on. So in general, you have, I show you the general rule in terms of general matrix. So if I have A plus B, m by n, both of them, all right, m by n, you see, A here is m by n, B is m by n. So you just add corresponding elements like that. So A11, B11, A21, B21, and so on. So in general, we say that for m by n and m by n, you know, AB by n, then you have Aij plus Bij equal to Cij. So here you have the same element in the ith row, column J. You add to the corresponding element B, also in row I, column J. And the sum will be equal to C, and that C will be what? Will be the element in the sum column, in the sum matrix, Cij. Okay, so example, if I add, or we can add 3 by 3 must be added to B 3 by 3. What is it equal to? C33. Or another example, A24. So I add to B24, that will be equal to C24. Okay, so example here that we have, I have A11 plus B11. What is the element? 1 plus 0. That is equal to what? That's equal to 1. So 1 is the element first row. Second, first row, first column. So that will be equal to C11. Okay, first row, first column. So that element is 1. Okay, so you do for every element. So I got here -2, here 4. All right, and here for the second one, I got 2 plus 3, that will be 5. 1 plus 5, that will be 6. And then -6 plus 4, that will be -2. Okay, so that is addition. All right, so addition, that is the easiest operation that we can do. Okay, correct. So you have A plus B. That will be equal to B plus A. Okay, so A plus B, that will be equal to B plus A. Because they are the same size, addition, it doesn't matter, right? So that is addition. Now subtraction is the second operation. You subtract A, B, A minus B. Again here, rule is the same as addition. Number one, you must have same size. So n by n minus b n by n. And that is equal to c n by n. And then you subtract corresponding element. So same rule. All right. So what you can do now, you go back to the example that I have here. This is matrix A, second one matrix B. I want you to do subtraction, okay? Subtract A minus B. So you do just subtraction and see what we will get. Apa benda pula ni? Okay, subtract A minus B. So we subtract A minus B. A minus B, A is 2 by 3, B is 2 by 3. Okay, subtract. Okay, so you do the subtraction, we will get the so A minus B, okay? Subtract this matrix and that matrix. And then you will get, okay, so what you get? 1 minus 0, 1. 0 minus 2. So dapat berapa? 2, okay? So if you are not sure, you add. I'm sorry, subtract by the term. So I give you an example. Let's say A1, 2, you add to B1, 2. So 0 minus 2. So that is equal to 2. So you can do the subtraction there. Okay. But here you have A minus B. It's not equal to B minus A. So rule dia sama macam nombor. Okay. So that is subtraction. Now, next is you look at the 3.1. Dia ada bagi lagi satu benda. Scala multiplication. Scala multiplication yang dibuat kat mana? Okay, Scala multiplication. That is the last part of 3.1. Let me see. Ini. And then addition and subtraction. Here you have scalar multiplication. You compare. Mana ni? All right. We come back afterwards. Kita buat. Okay, scalar multiplication. You multiply matrix, whatever the size is, with a constant C. Okay, constant C. Sometimes they use K, doesn't matter, whatever notation you use for the constant. So you got K or C minus plus multiplied to A. So what do? You just multiply the number, the scalar, with each of the elements. So you got multiplication, the what do you call it, the product matrix. Okay. Example, if let's say k equal to 2, a equal to 2014. So if you want to multiply ka, what is equal to 2 times 2014. So you multiply the constant 2 with every element. So 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 0, 2 times 0, 2 times 0, 2 times 0, 0. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 8, 2 times 4, 8. All right. So that is scalar multiplication. So we can use this concept to go back to the addition and subtraction of matrices. So what you do, I have mentioned earlier, A minus B is not equal to B minus A. Okay, so what you do here, you make it into addition. So A minus B equal to siapa bising tu? Siapa nama? Okay, Momin. Diamlah. Okay, mute, please mute. Do you have a question? Momin. Mute. Ini cakap baru pula dah. Okay, so what you can do, you make it like this. It becomes A plus negative B. All right, so how do I get negative B? So what you do here, you multiply, okay, you multiply negative 1 to that B. So you got negative B. Okay, and then you put operation become a plus. And then that, okay, so you multiply by negative 1 with the second matrix in order to get the negative B. Okay, so that will become positive. So when it becomes positive, you can apply the sum. So negative B, negative of B, and then each element negative B, negative corresponding B. Apa benda dia cakap pun kita faham. Alright, so that is how you do it. So what you have, A minus B becomes what? A plus negative B. Okay, now how do you get negative B here? Because originally it's just A minus B. So how do I get negative B? We multiply that B with negative 1. So all the elements become negative. Then it becomes, the operation now becomes positive. Okay. Any question about that? Example, macam ni. If I have A minus B, all right, and what was the example that we were given here? Yang tadi tu, the one that I asked you to do the subtraction. Yang ini, okay. You got 0, negative 1. I'm sorry, 0, negative 2, 1, 3, 5, 4. So this matrix you subtract. All right. So now I want to rearrange that to become plus negative of the B. So how do I get negative of the B? I multiply with negative 1. Okay. So you multiply with negative 1. So what do you get? You multiply B with a scalar equal to negative 1. Okay, buat sekarang. What do you get? Then you add. Okay, then we do the operation A plus negative B. Okay, you got it? Tak dapat pun tak apa, try. Okay, so what you do the multiplication with -1. So the rule is this: a minus b. That will become a plus -b. Now, how do I get -b? We get -b, you multiply -1 with that b. All right? Okay. So you are given b is equal to benda tu tadi kan? 0, -2, 1, 3, 5, 4. So -b is equal to -1. Multiply to the matrix B, which is what? 0, -2, 1, 3, 5, 4. So everything multiplied to -1, just like a scalar multiplication. So there will be -1, 0, apa pula? Petang ni mengagut lebih. Ni berapa? -1 times 0 berapa dapat? 0 lah kan? 0. -1 times -2 will be a 2. -1 times -1, -1. -3, -5, -4. So that is -b. All right. So now that will become addition. So a plus b is equal to a plus -b. Okay. So campur lah. Now becomes addition. All right. Okay. So that's how we can convert, subtraction into addition by multiplying with the scalar -1. Okay. All right. So that is 3.1. Now 3.1, I would like to give you some questions. This is the basic concept. Okay, basic concept. You look at the book from 1 to 14. Okay, to 14, these are simple. Okay, simple concept. So you can do it very fast. So if you are not sure, you go back, read the book. And then the addition and subtraction, scalar multiplication, you do some of them. You go 15 to 18. Okay, so this consists of question, addition, subtraction. And then scalar multiplication, you can do number 24 up to 28. Cukup lah. All right. So that is good enough already for practice. Okay, now we go to 3.2. Okay, 3.2 is multiplication of matrices. So multiplication where we multiply two matrices. Here, multiplication. Multiply two matrices. Now, how do you multiply matrices? Okay, this is the rule. Okay, rule number 1. Okay, rule number 1 is this. We multiply two matrices, A, M by N. You multiply to a matrix B, N by M. And that will be equal to C, M by M. A matrix. So we use another number. So that will be more general. N by, selesai dalam buku dia guna P. Okay, N by P. So C is N by P. Now the rule for multiplication, number 1, this N here should be equal to that N there. If they are equal, then we can multiply. So what is that rule? The rule is the number of what? Number of columns in A must equal number of what? Number of rows in B, the second matrix. So N with N. If they are equal, we can multiply. That is the first requirement. Now, number 2, how do you multiply? Okay, now how do you multiply? That is not as simple as addition because it involves multiplication and addition. So in order to do that, we will do the row. Okay, I will do the row matrix multiplied with the column matrix. So that is the basis of multiplication. Now, row matrix. What is a row matrix? Row matrix is one row. Row 1 by n. All right. Now you multiply to a matrix B, column matrix. Column matrix, 1 column. Okay. So the number of the rows for B must be equal to the column of A. So n by 1. So what do I get? I get C1, 1. So you multiply the column, the row matrix and the column matrix. What you will get is a 1 by 1 matrix. Just single number, yeah. Okay, single number. And that will be what? That will be the element row 1, column 1. Row 1, column 1. Okay. So that is the basic idea of doing multiplication. Example. Suppose I have A equal to 1, 2, 0. And then I have B equal to 1, 2. Okay. So here I have a row matrix 1 by 3. And here I have a column matrix 2 by 1. All right. First rule, can we multiply? Can we multiply or we cannot multiply? Boleh ke tak boleh? Tak payah tulis, cakap je. Boleh ke tak boleh?
Boleh.
Boleh. Macam mana kata boleh? Cuba cerita sikit. Guru gaya boleh? First rule. Tengok yang rule ini je dulu. Tengok rule ni. Is the number of column in A equal the number of rows in B? Sama ke tak sama?
Sama.
Sama ke? Cuba cek balik. Tak sama ke? Okay, for A, how many columns are there? Row kita dah tahu lah 1. Okay, because it's a row matrix. How many columns do you have there? 3. Kan? B, how many rows?
2.
2. So you cannot multiply, right? Because you're 1 by 3. You multiply to B, 2 by 1. So here 3, and that one is 2. They are not equal. So jangan pergi multiply. Okay? Memang tak boleh. Alright, you don't have to proceed until lusa pun tak boleh buat. Alright, so first rule kita check dulu. Alright, can you multiply or not? Alright, now we can multiply only if the number of row, the number of column in the first matrix equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. That means the column matrix. So let's say I have here 1, 2, 4. I got 4. 1, 2, 4. So here we got what? I got 3 by 1. Now, kita tengok dulu. Okay, 1 by 3 times B. 3 by 1. So you see here 3, 3. Okay, baru boleh multiply. Okay, then we proceed to the multiplication. Okay, now how do we multiply? Okay, you multiply the corresponding element, and then you add them up. All right, so we do multiplication like this. A, we know that we can multiply. So I got 1, 2, 0. Okay, 1 to 0, one matrix. And then you multiply with the other matrix, 1, 2, 4. Then we know we can multiply. So what do? You multiply corresponding elements and then add them up. Now, what do we mean by corresponding element? Corresponding elements, nah, ini multiply dengan ni. Element multiply dengan first element. Second element multiply to the second element. Third element you multiply to the third element. All right, and add them up. So equal to 1 times 1 plus 2 times 2 plus 0 times 4. So that will be equal to what? That will be equal to 1 plus 4 plus 0. That will be equal to 5. So here you see 5 is 1 by 1. Just a number. Okay. All right. So that is what you call the principle of multiplication. The row multiplied by the column. Okay, row matrix, column matrix. So you can generalize this. So this is the principle. Okay, and we generalize to bigger matrix. Bigger matrix, n by n. N by n matrix. We consist of what? Consists of row matrices. Row, column, column, column. All right. So that is the principle. Okay. All right. Do I want to show the general rule dulu ke? Ataupun we do an example. Tengok dulu. Tengok mana senang lah. I think we start with a smaller example. All right. We start with an example. Smaller. So let's say I have a matrix A, 3 by 3. And then we multiply to a matrix B, say 3 by 4. Okay. So consider that example, we come up with the example of a matrix. So let's say A, all right, that will be equal to, okay, that will be equal to. So 3 and 3, they are the same, okay? So C, you must have a 3 by 4 matrix. So that will be the product matrix. Example, let's say A is equal to 1, 2, negative 5, 0, negative 1, 2, banyak berapa ya kan? 2, 4, 7. That is a by 3. You multiply to a B, 3 by 4. So let's say 2, negative 1, 0, 4. After that, 1, 4 columns. You have already 4 columns and 3 rows. So we just add the row. 1, 3, negative 4, 6, 7, 8, negative 9, 2. Tak payahlah, kita buat 2 je. Nah, ini tak payah besar kan? Senang multiply. So negative apa? Negative 2. And here 1. Senang gitu. Alright, so here you have 3 by 3. And then I have 3 by 4. So you can multiply. You will get a matrix C 3 by 4. Okay, now you know already the principle of multiplication. Okay, So what you do here, this is the method. You consider you multiply, okay? You multiply every row. You multiply each row. I say multiply each row of A to every to every column of B. All right. Multiply each row of A to every column of B. And that principle of matrix, that principle of multiplication is the one that we knew already, the one that I showed you earlier. Okay? All right. Now, what do we mean by each row of A to every column of B? Okay, this is what I mean. You consider row 1 first. Row 1 of A. What do? You multiply with what? With column 1 of B. All right. Then, what else do I need to do? You multiply. That is not enough. Because the rule say what? The rule say every. I use a different color. Every. Okay. So row 1, you multiply with column 1. And then you multiply with what? Column 2. And then we multiply what? Multiply with what? Column 3. Until there is no more column. Until the end. All right. So I multiply first row here. That's row number 1. I multiply with the row column 1 of B. I'm sorry. And then you multiply with column 2. After that, you multiply with column 3. Multiply by column 4. All right, that's it, because there is no more column. So you multiply by every column of B. Okay, now we continue with the next row because we say here each. All right, so next I consider row number 2. Repeat the process. So row 2, you multiply by column 1, multiply to column 2, multiply to column 3, column 4. Okay, you understand that? So that is the principle. So number 3, you consider row 2 of A. And then what you do? You multiply. Okay, multiply with column 1 of B. And then multiply column 2 of B. Column 3 of B. Column 4 sampai B. All right. So that is by order. Then you continue for each of the row until you finish each of the row of A. And then you repeat same process. Okay. So that is multiplication. Okay. All right. Okay. Now you look at row number 1. Row number 1. Okay, you multiply with column number 1. So you consider the element of A, though, row 1, okay, you multiply by column 1. So what is the corresponding element of the C? C11. Okay, so row number 1, column 1, that will be the element corresponding for the product matrix. If I multiply row number 2 of A with the column number 3 of B, what is the element in the corresponding matrix of the multiplication? Will be what? C2, 3. So the element in C will be what? Row 2, column 3. Okay. So for any row I, you multiply with the column A. What will be the corresponding element? C, I, J. Ni column ni jangan pening dengan C tau. So I should do this. C ni jadi kecil. Okay, C ni huruf kecil. Yang kolom tu huruf besar. Okay, C ni huruf kecil. Kolom kita panggil huruf kecil. Sebab dia element of the matrix C. So kita pakai huruf kecil. Huruf kecil. Yang C for the column, nanti kita pening pula kan. Okay, C for the column, kita guna huruf besar. Macam tu. Okay. Alright, ni C besar ni, C besar. Okay. So that is the element. Okay, alright. So let's do the multiplication. Okay, before I proceed, any question? Anything? Anything you're not sure? Okay. Kalau tak sure, tanya sekarang. Before we continue. Okay, now I want you to multiply this matrix. All right. So I put equal sign here. Any equal sign there. So here it should have 3 by 4. Okay, 3 by 4, 3 by 3, 3 by 4. So the product matrix will be 3 by 4. So you know already the dimension of the multiplicative terms. So what you do, I want you to multiply. Ni tak payah tulis lah, you know. I write here because we want to make ourselves clear. So what you do now, you multiply row 1 of A, you multiply to column 1 of B, and see what you get. Okay, go ahead, you know. Okay, what is the number you get? Anybody who get it? The first person who get it, let me know. And then we will go through. Okay, siapa yang dah dapat? So you multiply row 1, okay? Row 1 with column 1. So what are the elements? You got what? I got 1, 2, negative 3. Multiply ya, jangan malu-malu. Okay, 2, 1, 7. So this is row number 1. This is column number 1. So the product should be what? Should be C11. You got that's the element of the product matrix, first row, first column. Okay, all right. So you do the multiplication. Okay, so you do the step. 1 times 2, apa? Plus 2 times 1, plus negative 3 times 7. So what is it equal to? 2 plus 2, 4, minus 21. Berapa dapat? 4 minus 21, negative 16. Ya, betul, negative 16. 4, negative 17. Kan, 16. Betul tak? 17 negative 17. Okay, do you get negative 17 or you get another number? Okay, tell me. Because I don't want to be wrong. I can be wrong. Betul ke tak betul ni? 1 times 1. Negative 3. Okay, betul ke tak betul? Betul. Negative 70.
Yes, correct, negative 70.
So you check, okay? Check your answers. I want to make sure that my answer is correct. So 1% verify lah. So that will be equal to negative 70. Letak situ. Okay? That will be row 1, column 1. And then you multiply row 1, column 2. Okay? Row 1, column 2. What do I get? You multiply. So for the next one, row 1.
Minus 90.
So I will also do what do you get? Minus 19. Okay, I'll check. So 1, 2, negative 3. You multiply with negative 1, 3, 8. So that is column number 2. All right. So what is it equal to? So 1 times -1 plus 2 times 3 plus -3 times 8 equal to -19. And that will be the element in row for C, row 1, column 2. So -1 plus 6, 5. Okay, 5 minus 34. Okay, -19. So kita letaklah kat situ. So that is -19. Itu rapat kan? Okay. Macam saya tu, tak betul tu. Rapat sangat. So -19. And then you continue.
Second one, -2.
Second one, the third one, negative.
Yeah, third one, -2.
-2. Okay, the last one,
13.
13. Okay, 13. So, is that right? -13. You multiply
No.
1.
13 without negative.
Okay, 13. Okay, so you put a better. Mine is quite close to each other, correct? So you make the separation. So we finish row 1 with every column. Okay, so now you do the row 2. If you have not done, okay, do it now. Okay, I want you to finish it up. So you have to multiply row, repeat the process. Okay, repeat the process for row number 2, and then you go ahead with row 3. Okay, all right, I give you, this is not that difficult, but you need the time because you have to multiply quite a number of rows and columns. So that takes time a little bit, but not the work, the work is not that difficult. So I want you to go ahead, finish it up. Okay, finish it up and multiply correctly, and we can get all the elements of the product. Okay, okay, do it now. I'll give you 3 minutes.
Okay, Doctor, done.
Okay. What do you get for the second row?
3. First one.
First one?
3.
3. 501. You multiply to 217. Berapa dapat? Check again. I don't get 3. I got 17. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm wrong. You're right. So it should be 3. Yeah, you're right. 3. You see? So make sure you multiply correctly, all right? Because first time I got 17 because I missed that sign. So it should be 3. Okay, thank you. Second one?
-13.
Negative 13.
13.
Negative 13. Okay, somebody else check, Make sure this is right. Okay, the third element here?
2.
2 plus
19.
19.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it right? Somebody verify. Okay, let me see. 501 -138. So I got -5 plus 8.
-5 plus -8 because the last one is -2
Negative
in
5
the second row.
minus negative 8. Yeah, you're right. So that is negative 13. That's good. So now the third one, 5, 0, negative 1, 0, 4, 2, you get 0, 0, 2. Okay. So first row correct, second row pun correct. So now you do the third row. Are you done? Third row?
Yes,
Okay.
it will be 57,
57,
66,
56,
66,
66,
-13,
negative
30.
13,
No,
negative 13,
-30,
negative
30.
30. Okay, negative 30.
Then
Negative
39,
30,
39.
39. Okay. Everybody, not everybody lah. Somebody else. Do you get the same matrix or you don't? If you don't, tell me the number or the element that is different. We will check. Okay. But as of now, that is the matrix. Okay. Anybody get a different value for any of the element? Okay, all right. So good. That means we got the concept. Okay, so that is the concept of multiplication. So for 3.2, okay, for 3.2, I would like you to do a few questions. Okay, 3.2 for practice. Ay, apa saya datang lagi? So 3.2, do a few questions, do from okay, you do 2, okay? Question number 2, A, B. Okay, then you do A and B. And then do number 7 up to 13. Okay lah. If you want to do more, you can try question bawah tu lah. BA. So you can try number 24. Cukup lah 24. Sebab semua 3 by 3. Okay. Balik-balik macam tu kak. So buat 24 cukup. Or maybe you can do one more. DC is 26. Okay, boleh. Okay, all right. So that is multiplication of matrices. Okay, I want to talk about the semester. I'm not sure which one is which. If I look at the calendar, the calendar, we have 16 weeks. Our class should end of January. End of January, berapa bulan? End of January, let me see. Bulan. Okay, end of January, that will be our last class, would be 26. That is according to the calendar. Now, when I discuss with my students this morning, my other section, they say our last class should be 19 this week. Okay, this week will be last week. So last class is 19. So now, which way, is it 19 or is it 21? Do you know that? Because I don't check with the kuliah. I just look at the timetable. But students in my morning class, they say should be this week. Betul ke tak betul? This week or next week? Anybody knows about this? Or you don't know? Will the semester end this week or the semester end next week?
All the other topics, this week is the last week. I'm not sure about them.
This week, yeah, this week. That is for your other courses this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yes.
So that means betul lah my student pagi cakap. So we should, the semester should end this week. Which to me, I was thinking next week. So what I will do since this week, we have to finish up. I have to finish up by Wednesday. Okay, but in case I cannot finish, then then I may need Monday, I may need on the 24th. Sometimes, but I've tried to finish up on Wednesday. So I will do shorten the coverage on the matrix that will enable us to finish on the 19th. Because I thought it's on the 29th and then plus 29, 26. Plus kita ada extra break tu. Okay, extra one break of the flooding. Itulah dia. Okay, so what can we do? That is live. So that is our calendar. So now I will put here 19. Okay, 19 will be our last class. If I cannot finish, I will need maybe 1 hour on the 24th. If I can finish, good. Okay, all right. So that is on multiplication. So next part is a few more concepts on this matrices. This one is on what we call determinant of a matrix. Okay, determinant of a matrix. Identity matrix, zero matrix, transpose. Okay, cukup tu. All right. So here, determinant of a matrix A. Determinant of matrix A. Now, for matrix, we have a determinant. You must have what? N by n. That means for a matrix. And determinant denoted by ni. Now this is not absolute value. Okay, this is the notation for determinant. We don't use the determinant of A like that. Okay, A for matrix, you use that kind of bracket. But determinant of A is, all right, so you have your A11 up to A1 and all the way AM1, AM10. So you use a straight line. So that is determinant. Now for determinant, we only consider for now, if you want to learn more, you can learn more later. But now we just look at A 3 by 3. Okay, A 3 by 3 and A 2 by 2. So what is the determinant? Okay, let's say you consider A 3 by 3. You have A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33. So that is the matrix A. Now, how do you get the determinant? One straightforward method is this. you rewrite the first column outside here, A11, A21, A31, A12, A22, A3. Okay. So what you do next is this. You multiply the terms after you do this expansion. You multiply the terms in the principal diagonal. You add them up. Okay, so there will be 3 of them, principal diagonal. And then you multiply the terms in the other diagonal, you subtract. Then you'll get the determinant of A. So that will be equal to what? That will be equal to A11, A12, A33 plus the other diagonal, A12, A23, A31 plus A13, A21, A3. Okay, apa tu? Tolak. Okay, minus. Minus, you multiply the other terms. Okay, so you finish up. Okay, I don't have the space. So you minus. So maybe I can put here. Okay, ke bawah ni. You minus. Then I put the minus sign atas. Okay, minus. A12, A21, A33. Minus. Okay, and then finish up. Okay, minus, minus. So that operation, okay, you will get the determinant. And the determinant is a number. Okay, it's not absolute value, it's just a number. So determinant of A is a number. It can be positive, it can be negative. It can also be 0. All right, because it's a number. It can be negative, can be positive, can be 0. So that is the determinant of A. Okay, all right. So you done? Okay, I give you already that example of a matrix. So I already have the matrix A. So what I want you to do, using that example, you find the determinant of A. That is a 3 by 3. Okay, do it now. Multiply according to that rule.
Sir, it will be equal minus 10, right?
What? Minus 10.
It will be equal minus 10. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I didn't do it. Anybody else get the value? You get 10? So Abdullah here get A equal to 10.
Minus 10, minus.
Minus 10. Okay. Verify that. Betul ke tak betul? Okay, is that right? Do you get that thing? I mean everybody else. Do you get the determinant as negative 10 or you don't? Anybody else who get that thing? Okay, you can practice, to get the determinant. Use the matrix. Use the matrix for 24. Okay, for question number 3.2. From 3.2, 3.2, you can find the determinant of A. Look at the matrix, all right? Look at the matrix for question 24, okay? The matrices as per given in 3.2, okay? For question 23. For questions 23 and up to question 32. So I want you to find the determinant for A, all right, and determinant for D. Okay, is it negative 10? Everybody got negative 10? Tak ada orang lain ke dapat? Verify lah. We have to, because I didn't do it. Okay, so I want somebody else to verify. If you get negative 10, maknanya betul lah. If nobody else get negative 10, you have a different number, then we have to do again. Okay, anybody else get the value for that determinant? Huh? What about other people? You don't do it? Okay, if you don't do it now. Or do you have problem? Don't you understand what is how to get the determinant? Use that formula. Use that formula. Okay, you add, and then you subtract. Okay, is it negative 10? Anybody who just got the answer? Let me know. Saya semua diam ni. Tak dapat negative 10 ke? Okay,
No, sir, it will be negative 18.
Negative 80 pula.
Yeah, negative 1.8.
That's why I want to somebody else to verify.
I do it again. It's negative.
So is it negative 10 or negative 18? Okay.
No, negative 18.
So now it's negative 18. Okay.
I am the same person, so
That's
negative
okay.
10 is
That's okay.
my wrong.
Oh, yeah. I want somebody else to check. Is it negative 10 or negative 18? Oh, you have another value. Cepatlah. Okay, for those who did it, tell me what you got. Or you may have another number. It's okay, okay? Because negative 18 is what Abdullah get. But maybe you get another value. Okay, hurry up. I want somebody else to give me what you get. Okay? So that there will be a check on this. Hello? Hello? Okay, cepat. Somebody else. Give me what you got. Jangan tak buat. Okay? Takkan Abdullah seorang dia buat. Because this is not about the answer, okay? This is about doing the process. So by doing the process, you get the answer. So now tell me the answer by your work. So to get the determinant of A. Okay, cepatlah. Dia nak azan ni. Hello? Somebody? Okay, Shima Matul. What do you get? Shima Matul. Apa? Okay, Muhammad Haziq Shah. What did you get? Tell me now.
Negative 10, sir.
Negative 10. Okay, tell me now. Okay, negative 10. Sudah. Abdullah, he got negative 10. Now you got negative 18. Okay, somebody else. Ima, what did you get?
I got negative 10.
Negative 10. Okay.
Yeah, negative 10.
Abdullah, now everybody else get negative 10.
The answer, sir, the answer will be negative 18.
Okay, so more people got negative 10. Your second solution, negative 18. Okay,
Yeah, you can try.
Anybody else get negative 18? Okay, kita cuba buat ya. Let me see. Okay, I'll finish in 1 minute. So we have to do this. Okay, you got 5, 0, negative 1. Ini thing ni. So you got 1, 0, 7 plus. Okay, so that is the plus. Now, subtract. Betul kan? Okay, ini 0. Ini 0. So you got 0 minus 4 minus 20. 20 times 3, 60 kan? Negative 60. 20 times 3, negative 80. Okay, yang ni 10. 10 times 7, negative 70. Oh, ni plus 4. 0. Betul ke tak betul? Saya punya lagi pelik. Lagi besar. Okay, minus 4. Ini minus 60. Negative 3, 5, 4. So that is 20 times 3, negative 60. Okay, and then minus 2, 5, 7, 10 times 7, 70, minus 70. Here plus 4. Oi, saya punya lagi lain. So negative 134. Itu lagi besar orang bawah, lagi besar orang lagi kecil. Okay. Anybody else get a different number? I got 134. Okay, buat lagi sekali. Other people got negative 10. Oh, sudah. Is my matrix correct? Yang saya multiply.
No, I forgot the minus. So it will be negative 130. 130.
I got 134. 130. Betul lah. Negative 4, negative plus 4. 0 lah. Okay. So it should be 130. Bukan kayu dapat 10 ni. Okay. Siapa dapat 10? Am I right? I think that is correct. 1, 2, negative 3.
Yeah, negative 130.
5, 0, negative 1, 2, 4, 7. Okay. Guna gaya dapat 10, dapat 10. Guna gaya. Boleh dapat 10. So negative 60. Okay. So if you got negative 10 or negative 18, that is not right. So you check again where you got it wrong. Should be negative 130. Okay. So to multiply, you multiply the elements in the primary diagonal ni kita add. Alright, add, and then subtract. Okay. Alright. So I give you the question. Okay, practice. Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday we will do one more thing. Hopefully, I can just cover the necessary part on this topic. I thought this week. Okay. So that's it for today. Have a nice time study. I'll see you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam, sir. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Have a
sir.
good time, sir.
Okay.